Hello and welcome to The Beat. So, you shouldn't catch a cold. You can't catch heat, but you should always catch The Beat. I'm your host, Sam Holguin, and I'm here with Trish Appert, the Executive Director at Friendly House. How are you doing, Trish?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
I'm really excited to have you on. If you can just, quickly tell, the viewers who you are, what you do, and where you're from.
So my name is Trish Appert. I'm the Executive Director at Friendly House, as Sam said, and I'm responsible for the daily operation and the strategic direction. So there's a lot of different things that I'm picking up in there, but I report to a 13-member board, and Friendly House has about 70 employees right now. So there's a lot of moving parts.
Awesome. A lot of movement, a lot of help for the community. So I love it. Friendly House, like Trish said, is a multi-service center that works with entire families, both immediate and extended, as an integrating force for the families and the neighborhoods that it provides for. Friendly House operates due to organized effort of people, just like Trish said, concerned about the development of their neighborhoods and communities, case managers, teachers, maintenance workers, after-school program teachers, as well as volunteers. They all help to keep Friendly House running and moving and active in the community. Basically, Friendly House was founded in 1920 for the educational, social, and family betterment of the residents of the city of Worcester. So it's been a while it's been here for a while. And
104 years.
104 years, and it's helped out a lot of people. That's what I love about Friendly House. Growing up, even I, heard about, Friendly House. Oh, Friendly House, all the youth trying to get involved, staying out of the streets, getting into sports. It's really amazing, the work that you guys do. I love it, and the community definitely deserves to, shed some more light on it, because you guys are helping so many people.
And so many people know Friendly House from like one specific lens and don't know about all the other pieces to Friendly House. And we're, basically we're a Friendly House neighborhood center, and we're located, in Grafton Hill on Wall Street, but we're much more than that one site. In fact, I think people, just as you said, have kind of generations of associations, their parents, their grandparents connected with Friendly House for different reasons. And so most people know that. And most people come up to me and said, oh, I played in that gym, I played floor hockey in that gym, we had community events. Or it could be a very different experience where I spoke with one of our staff who had chosen to work in the shelter. And I said, how did you know about Friendly House? And that person let me know that they had grown up and spent some time in that shelter. And I had never known that about that. And that it was when things started to turn around for their family. And that's why that person wanted to come back and give back. Which is just, it blew me away, when you don't expect that story.
There's a lot of stories that, a lot of people have that literally has changed lives. And, Friendly House, it is they do provide a continuum of comprehensive, coordinated neighborhood basic services, but they're not just an organization that, serves the neighborhood. They serve families, especially those who need it the most. They're not simply a set of services, but they really focus on the entire family, especially those who need it more in the community, who are struggling more, and they get that push, that extra help to be able to thrive and live a better, safer, and healthier life.
I think part of that is the model that we were created under is a settlement house model, and most people don't really know about this, but it really comes from the late 1800s in England, and really kind of working to help the poor in certain neighborhoods. And it was a whole different model where social workers would live in settlement houses and be kind of among the neighborhoods that they were trying to serve and learn from those people rather than just trying to force a solution on them.
Force a solution.
And I think that as Friendly House has evolved over many years and done many different programs, that idea about kind of respect and inclusion, and they didn't use those words, but kind of hearing from people, allowing that voice to be present, and that the whole community, that people could be interdependent,
engagement,
has been, I think, really central to what Friendly House is. And it's that very personal and respectful, kind of dignified way that we have engaged with people over time that really sets us apart, even though we, do a lot of different services.
It definitely builds that trust, I would say.
I think so.
So I hear that Friendly House is divided into, organized into 4 major service areas.
You've done your homework.
Social services, feeding programs, housing services, and youth programs. So I just wanted to get into a little bit more about those programs and organizations. So if you can, talk more about. Let's start with the youth program.
Okay, well, we'll start with the youth program because people love that program and have really fond memories of that. We have a basketball program. I'll start with what I hear the most on the street about, and that's called Youth Hoops. It runs from October through February. It's ages 5 to 9, I believe. And it's a kind of a great entry in for kids.
Right.
We also have kind of a school year program of after school for kids, and that's from age 5 to 12. After 12, you can move into our teen program. And we have some exciting things coming up. We have a lot of different programming, basketball, that happens in the early evenings typically. But they do cooking, we have a book club, they kind of learn different things, and there's usually a kind of a leadership kind of core work that we're doing with those teens. It's exciting because we're thinking about the school vacation weeks next week and a few weeks in April, a few weeks away, many weeks away, and we'll actually be back at Worcester State for the local college tour. We're doing in concert with the YMCA, Danielle Delgado, and our group, and so we're bringing teens here and other area colleges, and then in April we'll be doing an HBCU trip, and we'll be taking a bus and going south, and that's really exciting. That's a really big thing for us.
Wow, it sounds like these kids are gonna have a blast.
They're gonna have a blast. We do this this will be the 3rd year that we're doing that. So those are the after school and teens, and then in the summertime we run a camp for the elementary age group, and we partner with about 6 organizations to do Youth Connect. Have you heard of Youth Connect?
Yes, Youth Connect. I know you guys work with Youth Connect.
Yeah, so we're a site. It's free summer programming in the evening for teens. And so the YMCA, the YWCA, Girls Inc., the Worcester Youth Center, and Friendly House are all offering different things at different times and having transportation so that kids can go try out different parts of the city and different events. It's really great.
Awesome. So we touched on the after-school programs, the summer camp, Youth Connect, Youth Hoops. Can you tell me more about the teen drop-ins?
The teen drop-in is basically that they come by themselves. They're not being dropped off by parents. So they come in, and for the certain hours of the day, they're planned to be there, they have dinner there, and they follow whatever it is happening that day. And I think that we partner with a lot of things to kind of bring resources in and do and take little field trips. We've actually went down to the JMAC when we had a student art exhibit that we participated in, and then we were able to get over to Unity Radio and have the kids be on live for a little bit, which was exciting with Ernie Floyd. That was terrific.
Wow, that sounds amazing. Now moving on to housing and shelter. I know you guys provide with emergency shelter and transitional housing for families, providing extensive housing search and services to help families improve their long-term financial and well-being and independence.
Yeah.
So if you could touch on that.
Well, it's such an important service, and there's like not enough of it right now. We're in the midst of a full-blown housing crisis. I think most people who don't own their homes understand that because they've seen their rents hike up tremendously. So it's really important that that there be some kind of a safety net and some way that people can be sheltered and then rebuild, because often when you experience homelessness, you've had this kind of decline of like losing everything to be able to build back again. So our staff really are very motivated to kind of use whatever resources there are to kind of get them back on their feet, connected with jobs, connected with every benefit they can, and helped with furniture if they need, kind of cover all the bases. And I think it just ties back to the mission that we have of kind of working with families to strengthen and stabilize them. And we do, so on that department, we're actually kind of delivering that in a crisis, in an emergency. But I know you're going to ask me about case management and the food insecurity, and that connects also because the work that they're doing there is to do everything to prevent homelessness and to kind of preserve tenancies, which right now, that's what we need to be doing. That's what Worcester needs to be focused on.
100%.
We need to create more housing, and we need to preserve the tenancies so that people don't fall into homelessness, because it's really hard to get out.
It's a big epidemic here in Worcester.
It is.
Nowadays, especially homelessness. So again, Friendly House is changing lives out here, and it's really inspiring to see what they do. Moving on to food and security, regular, monthly, and emergency access to fresh vegetables, fruit, milk, and meat, along with shelf-stable food and baby formula at 5 different locations across Worcester.
It's actually 4. Sorry about that. It's 4
different locations across Worcester, and prepared child meals delivered to youth serving organizations across Worcester. So that's just a little bit and piece about the food security, if you could shed more light on that.
Yeah. And again, it connects with housing, because if you're trying to make your rent, the food budget is going to get squeezed.
Right.
And so it's really important to be able to have those programs. We work with Quinsigamond Village Community Center, the Green Island Neighborhood Center, Plumley Village, which you know about. You've done some volunteer work there. And at our Wall Street location, which is the main site that we have. And you mentioned all the types of food that we have, and like some of it is bagged and some of it people can kind of choose and elect to take or not. But we also have, and it's really critical, is the baby formula and diapers.
Right.
And both of those things are tremendously expensive for families who are struggling right now.
100%, 100%. So just letting the viewers know, I actually used to volunteer for Friendly House.
I love learning about you. That's just great.
So I volunteered for, I'm gonna say, a little over a decade.
Wow.
So I've seen
Thank you.
Thank you for having me. I've seen the impact that it's had on the community. There's just, you're filled inside with something warm and amazing when you give food to a family who's struggling, and it's like Christmas in their face. Again, there's 4 different locations. There's a lot of help all around Worcester for them.
And the other thing that is hand in hand with that program, although I talk about food security and case management, they're really kind of connected. And so at our Wall Street location, for example, we've got a team of 7 who are all bi or multilingual staff who speak, Spanish, Portuguese, French, Haitian Creole, and 4 different West African dialects. I mean, so part of that is, and they do basic immigration, they housing counseling, rental arrearage, all of those things. Again, trying to kind of meet people where their need is, and then make it better, especially around the edges. If they're still struggling with housing, we want to make sure that they have all the benefits they can. Right. So those two things, case management and food security, are just hand in glove.
Hand in hand. Moving on to from food security to social services, they provide immediate and intensive individualized assistance with needs related to housing, immigration, translation services, access to benefits, and form preparation and notary republic. So just like you said, there's a lot of case managers working with everyone in the community to provide them with whatever information that they need. Like I said, I used to volunteer for Friendly House, and they also helped me receive my citizenship as well, which I am eternally grateful for.
That's a great story, and thank you for lifting all the heavy boxes of food while you were there. I understand that. That's part and parcel of volunteering at Friendly House.
Just a couple of boxes for a citizenship, I'm just kidding. But
10 years is a long time.
Yeah, no, yeah,
10 years is a long time. It's good to know you.
But you guys did help me out, and you guys helped out a lot of people who are seeking that, furtherment in life and being able to, better their lives.
And I think a big piece of that is we know that sometimes people can be fearful about coming for help and services or giving up a lot of their information. And so we really try to kind of lower the barriers to getting help as much as we can, and trying to be as personal. We are open. That case management department is open for any kind of need people have. And we try to help them as much as possible, but if we also partner with wonderful organizations throughout Worcester who, if they can do something for the family, we're going to do a handoff and work closely with them to do that. And so I think that's just the other piece, is also on sensitive issues, especially like immigration, and that trust that you talked about is, I think, so important to families. And being open and being in person and being able to talk to people, because if I can't see what you really look like, how am I going to trust you? I think that was a big challenge when COVID hit and places closed, but Friendly House reopened pretty quickly and has stayed open, and I think that that's so important.
Very important. The impact that you guys have in Worcester has created a gigantic ripple effect. Everyone knows about Friendly House, and especially now we're trying to shed more light on Friendly House so that they can help more people in the community. Friendly House has helped over 5,128 families. It's fed over 92 families. It's given 41 houses for traditional housing. 200 kids in youth sports. That means that there's 200 kids out there, not out in the streets, not out in gangs, not out in any type of, environment that's not gonna bring them closer to being, more successful.
It's every little piece of strengthening that family. And when you talk about, the 5,000 families that we serve every year across all of our programs, that's just the number of the households we serve. Behind them are, maybe 3 to 5 people in that household, and it does have kind of a ripple effect of what people know. And I have so many stories about people who've, who give to Friendly House now because they were raised by their grandmother, and she got help at Friendly House, and then she got involved with Friendly House, and she was on the board at Friendly House.
Wow.
And it's about honoring their grandmother. And there's a really wonderful woman who does a sock drive and gives us, children and adults socks, like 1,200 pairs every holiday season, because of that kind of, that legacy over the generations with her family.
Everyone has been helped. Over 3,000 families have been counseled, and over 891 families have been helped regarding immigrant paperwork and services, which is amazing to hear. I love that number. And over 95,531 lunches have been served to the community. So, and I remember
in a given year, there's a lot of lunches, and people
goodness.
don't see that program. I think I didn't explain that part of our food security is a child meals program, and that's a meal. That's a program that people get in early, 4 o'clock in the morning, are cooking, and then they're boxing up all the individual meals and sending them out in vans across Worcester to other youth serving organizations. So it's not a program that residents, clients come to us, but it is an important piece in kind of fighting hunger with kids.
Oh man, it's amazing. It's great to hear. So, Trish, really quick, if you can touch upon the locations at Friendly House, the different locations real quick.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, so as I mentioned, the main site is 36 Wall Street. And so it's right down the street from the Grafton Street School. We're on the corner of Thorn and Wall. And 3 of our programs are there. We have these really important kind of neighborhood center sites. So Plumley Village, we're there. Quinsigamon Village Community Center. And Green Island down near Crompton Park is also there. We have our housing sites. I'm not going to tell you the addresses, but they're throughout Worcester. One kind of on the east side, one on the west side, 2 on the west side, and then apartments that are scattered throughout Worcester. And those are confidential, so I try to keep that quiet. But as I said, we've grown from really serving that neighborhood east of 290 to more and more of Worcester as kind of needs have grown over time.
Awesome.
We have James Street. We're down off Webster Square. Our business office and our transitional housing is there too.
Okay. And just out of curiosity, if you could implement, anything more or anything else to Friendly House, add on to it, what would your opinion be on that?
Well, there's so many things that we could be doing, and I think that over time, Friendly House has done many different things. We've had a head start. If you look on our website, our history kind of shows baby visits and like a dental clinic. So as needs arise, I love that Friendly House's real mission is to be responsive to those needs. And what I want to make sure, as we've grown this year with all of the shelter needs, is that I'm also really focused on making our organization and kind of the internal structure so that our staff can deliver on this reputation as much as possible, and just make it as strong as possible, because for so many years the city of Worcester has relied on Friendly House, and we're proud of that. We want to be the place that people can turn to for just about anything, and be seen and helped, and I want to protect that. I want to kind of protect that and also be responsive and meet the moment in the future.
Awesome. So what organization or which facility do you think helped out the community the most in Friendly House? I mean, they all do amazing jobs, amazing work.
Yeah, I would say that they all do those things, and I think that just in size and scope, our Wall Street location sees the most people. We see over 120 people, or households, that's not the number of people, a day come in and wait to meet with someone. So, and then that's where our gym is located. We have a kind of, we really want to be a resource for the community as well. And so our gym, which gets a lot of use internally, it's where people come to vote. It's where the Grafton Street School has its assemblies. It's really great when their holiday concert is there and the parents come and the gym is packed. And we have bingo night, books for bingos with the PTA. So we have senior volleyball league that is on Tuesday and Thursday morning. So we want to be there for the community in as many ways as possible.
Awesome, that sounds good. Is there any story or anything that has happened to you while working there that, impacted you in some way?
I think your story this morning before we were on air really kind of blew me away. But I just, I marvel at how Worcester has been able to kind of keep its families and its workforce in Worcester over generations, so that there are people who know each other and the organizations and have these kind of deep shared memories and history. And I love hearing about that. And I love hearing, we had a food drive before Thanksgiving over at the Stop and Shop, and people would just kind of come up as they were dropping things off and push the cart towards us and leave a full cart. And they were like, long time ago, I had a lot of help from Friendly House. And it's like, there's so many of those stories that.
So much help, so much help. Well, that sounds incredible. Absolutely amazing, everything that you guys do. Is there any social media or anything that the viewers can find you guys at?
Yes, we are on Facebook and Instagram, and it's Friendly House MA. And we are so grateful for all the people who kind of remembered getting help and small donations. A lot of our programs, especially the youth and social services, tend to be underfunded, and we really rely on private small donations, and donations of diapers is really important. So I would say that to any of your viewers if they're interested in doing that, or a diaper drive. It's so needed. It's so expensive for families that are struggling.
Right, right. Well, Friendly House provides all these different services. They help out the community in the biggest way. So if you are in need of any of the services that Friendly House provides, definitely give them a call or just show up, and they'll gladly help you with any of your needs that they provide for. And Trish, thank you so much again for being here.
You're a great spokesman. Thank you, Sam.
You.
I love it.
I'm honored to be here with you. So I really appreciate you coming here and letting the viewers know about Friendly House and the facilities and organization that it provides for the community, so people can learn about it and you know, go there and get the help that they need, because you guys are doing amazing work. So I'm really grateful for the Good Samaritan work that you guys do. Thank you so much on behalf of Worcester and Worcester State.
Thank you.
I really appreciate you.
Yeah.
And thank you guys for tuning in. Tune in next week. Well, we'll have a great show for you guys as well. So remember, you shouldn't catch a cold. You can't catch heat. But you should always catch the beat. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.
That's great.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're great.
You're amazing.